All right. Good morning, everybody. Good to see you all. Love is but a song we sing, and fear's the way we die. You can make the mountains rain, or make the angels cry. Though the bird is on the wing, you may not know why. Come on, people now, smile on your brother, everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Some may come and some may go, they will surely pass. When the one that left us here returns for us last, we are but a moment's sunlight fading in grass. Come on, people now, smile on your brother, everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Come on, people now, smile on your brother, everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Come on, people now, smile on your brother, everybody get together, try to love one another right now. And if you hear the song I sing, you will understand. Oh, the key to love and fear, all is in your trembling hand. Just one key unlocks them both, it's there at your command. Come on, people now, smile on your brother, everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Come on, people now, smile on your brother, everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Well, come on, people now, smile on your brother, everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Right now, right now. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. How you doing today? The last day of May. I can't believe it's going to be June tomorrow. Time does fly, and as I get older, it just seems to go faster and faster and faster. And I see a lot of nodding heads because I know we're all experiencing that. Well, Ken's away this week. He's at a conference, and getting even smarter than he is so he can give us even better lessons than he does. Isn't that wonderful? So I'm going to kind of keep the service rolling a little bit today, and we'll start with some announcements. So on your way in, you might have seen a box with toothbrushes and toothpaste. Well, we've had like 100 toothbrushes donated to the food pantry, and we're looking to kind of pair that up with toothpaste. So if you have an extra tube of toothpaste, bring it next Sunday, and let's see if we can get 100 tubes of toothpaste also in that box. What else do we have for announcements? So Ken's going to be starting a class. It looks like he started it this past Tuesday on the Awaken Your Intuitive Abilities. So this is based on some of the learnings of Edgar Cayce, and there is a registration fee for that, and I'm sure it's not too late. Even though 1 week has gone by, it's not too late. After service today, we have a workshop, The Power of Orthobinomics and Bones and Life, with Ann Anderson. So that's at 11:30 right after service here today. This coming Thursday, we're going to start bingo for real. We've been doing dress rehearsals and practicing, and we're going to have real bingo this Thursday, open to the general public, and hopefully over time that really helps us pay the bills around here. There's a town hall meeting coming up. This doesn't have the date on it. June 3rd, thank you. So June 3rd, that's this week. Alex Vindman, who's a candidate for U.S. Senator, will be here to talk to folks. So if you want to get an opinion on one of the candidates running, this doesn't have the time. Whoever said June, did someone else know the time? Okay, so there's no other. I have no other information. I'm sorry for you for that, but it is coming up, and I don't know what to tell you. Are the Democratic Town Committee running that? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So if you look up their website, you can probably get more information. And open mic night hosted by Amy Hendrickson. So that's the second and fourth Friday of every month. And so that's a lot of fun. There's no charge. A lot of different local talent come in and mostly play music, but we had one woman week one who recited poetry that her grandmother wrote in 1929. And it was beautiful and really interesting. So it's an interesting night, open night, Mike. And Amy Hendrickson is so sweet, and she plays a few tunes for all of us too, and it's wonderful, wonderful. What time? Thank you. 6:30. And anyone's welcome to come and entertain and join in. As everyone knows, we've been doing the Venus Manley Scholarship for a long time, and we're blessed that we have given out a few awards again this year. And I want to introduce Ted and Victor Manley, who kind of head up our leadership team, to come up, and they're going to present one of our recipients with their $1,000 scholarship.
Is it on? Good. Okay, good. Hi, everyone. I'm Victor Manley. I am the brother of Venus Manley, the twin brother, younger by 5 minutes. And yes, it is. So Venus and I, we were born premature, 25 weeks gestation, so very early. And she had cerebral palsy, while I have a little bit of hearing loss and some ADHD. So she got the short end of the stick, I got the long end of the stick. But still, she carried a beautiful legacy, right? She made a lasting impression on everyone that she touched. Her smile radiated anyone that saw her, beamed and smiled back. And so we started the scholarship up in her memory, and it's been 9 years now that we've been doing this. And I was one of the first recipients of the scholarship, and we give this scholarship out to students that have disabilities, documented disabilities, that are looking to go on to secondary school, whether that's college or vocational school or trade school. We give them $1,000 each for the winners that participate in that scholarship. We had four candidates this year across, and we have one from Pedro Menendez here today. It's our first candidate from Pedro Menendez, and the first one that won at the same time. Yes. And so without further ado, we would love to congratulate Sierra Palmer up on stage.
Top that one, huh? So, I just want to actually once again congratulate Sierra, her family, for being here to support her in all of this. Sierra is going to tell you a little bit about herself and what her plans are going forward. But while you're thinking about that, I'm going to present her with a few things, not the least of which is our Venus Manley Scholarship Certificate. Sarah?
Ooh.
My wife, Tangela, who couldn't join us today, couldn't be here with us today, always puts together a nice little gift packet. But one of the things I want to share with you, okay? In the packet, there's a mug with some lip mask, watermelon lip mask, okay? But I want to tell you about this. This is the #1 going to college book, a New York Times bestseller, and the name of it is The Naked Roommate. I thought that was pretty cute.
Yeah, don't judge the book by its color either. It's a good book.
It gets your attention, if nothing else, and that's half the battle. And last but not least, we present to you a check for $1,000 for your efforts. Thank you so much. I don't think Victor mentioned this, but what they do is they apply, they do an application, they come by, they submit a written essay of what they're doing, and then they subject themselves to a panel interview. So it's not an easy thing just to be able to qualify for this scholarship, but you passed it in flying colors. Speaking of passing, I'm going to pass this over to you right now, Sierra. You can tell the people what you're going to do.
Thank you. So hi, my name's Sierra Palmer. My disability is severe hearing loss. I've had it since I was born. So I would like to go to University of Central Florida, and I have a passion. I had speech therapy for a very long time in my life, and I would like to major in communication sciences and disorders to hopefully be a speech and language pathologist. It's a really big inspiration of mine. Thank you. And I just want to say a couple words. I am so incredibly grateful for every single one of you in this beautiful community, and I just want to say I'm going to take a part of all of your kindness and keep pursuing it in my future endeavors and the groups that I make in my life. So I just want to say thank you for that. It's such a beautiful community, and I never expected this. Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Photo op.
Very well, Sierra. And everyone, you heard that. She wants to give back, and she wants to really express her gratitude for being here. And everyone here, I would really like to appreciate, or I'd really like to implore you to help her on her way. Send her off with a little bit of pocket change, like help her out. It's college is a lot. I know.
No change, Victor. We don't want change.
Oh no, we want
money. The quiet money.
Yeah. You don't want the jingle jangle. We want the shush shush. So on her way out, give her accolades and send her on her way. We all appreciate you, Sierra. Well done.
So much.
Yeah. Let's go ahead. All right, cool. All right, so I am also the lay practitioner for today, and it's very fitting, especially because my mom wrote a poem when my sister passed away, or after she passed away, in honor of Venus. And so it's titled The Intelligence of Venus. This is presented in honor of Venus Manley, whose light reminds us that divine intelligence, beauty, and purpose are inherent within us all. I am filled with destiny. I am filled with a God-given potential that is mine. My intelligence is inherent in me. Therefore, I know what it is that I must do. When the earth turns to its rightful place, given the nourishment, moisture, light, and movement that I require, I unfold in my purpose. I boldly express the glory of God within me, shining as if to proclaim, "Behold the beauty of God." I follow the rhythm of knowledge that flows through night and day, with courage to do my sacred work in each. And when my visible expression is carried through, I pass into another phase, prepared for the work that awaits me there too. My smile carried a purpose far more glorious than I ever knew. Save those claps for Mom. That wasn't me. Those weren't my words. Those were Mom's words. But this is in honor of Venus, and you know what it talked about her purpose, and I truly believe her purpose was to give light and bring smiles to people's faces and to inspire others. She still inspires me to this day. I still speak with her on a daily basis. And this is also for you as well, Sierra. And so let us all bow our heads in sacred prayer. Take a deep inhale. Exhale. Universal Spirit, we are gathered here today to honor you, to honor Venus Manley, who has left a lasting impression on all of us, on all of those who have come before, and to all of the scholars that continue to live on through her legacy in this program, this scholarship program. We are all touched by her inherent radiance, her beauty, her inspiration, her smile, her visage. And we all know that her physical body is no more, but her ethereal body lives on forever and into eternity. We know that as we pass on from this world and through the laws of energy, that energy is not created or destroyed, but it is transformed and transferred into different forms. And so the energy of Venus is transformed and lives on within each of us. We acknowledge this, we put this out into the universe, and we also have an intention to live just as Venus lived, to inspire others, and to leave a lasting impression on those in our lives. And so we put this out into the universe, knowing it does its good and perfect work and returns to us multiplied abundantly. And together we say, and so it is. Thank you.
We're blessed to have Savannah with us today. So Savannah, if you'd like to play us a tune.
Who poured water on my face? I'm not crying, I'm just here. That was beautiful. Yes, life is short, and I was thinking about that when I wrote this song. It's called Let Go, And I think it's good timing because we're about to go into a new month. So let go of what no longer serves you and get ready for the freshness.
I need to let go, I need space to grow. I'ma become the person that my ancestors prayed for, to set our spirits free, 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 yeah. I need to let go, been stuck in a dark tone. I forgot what I know, I need to let go. Gotta find within myself a brand new home. Stop the judgment, stop the blame, wrapped in a cold blanket of shame. Isolated in a trap, in a dark hole without a map. Lost and scared, where do I turn? Death to old ways is how we learn. Comparison, oh what a thief. My head is stuck between the teeth. The devil's very own torturous throne. The devil's very own torturous throne. Gotta get my joy back, joy back. Cause somebody stole that, stole that. Drain my energy and got me off track. Can't look to the average to fill what I lack. Gotta get my joy back, joy back. Cause somebody stole that, stole that. Drain my energy and got me off track. Can't look to the average to fill what I lack. And it doesn't make much sense how my brain manifested this. Gone too long with being on, ain't no rest in sight. Sometimes you gotta sit through the dark soil before there is light. Don't you know, don't you know? Tried to jump out of the globe. Holy Spirit told me no, I'm not done with you. You can let your mood stew, but no, beloved, I'm not done with you. Whoa.
Thank you.
I always love hearing Savannah sing. I know I'm not alone. And now we'd like to ask our very own Jim Soll to come up and give us some words of wisdom from the mind and soul of Jim.
I'll drive home. Excuse me. Little bit of confusion this morning. Somebody moved my Cliff Notes, and I was panicking because I couldn't find them. A lot of Cliff Notes. That's a book. Thank you all for coming this morning. My topic is spiritual tools. Spiritual tools. I love tools. I really believe the definition of a tool is something that makes the impossible possible. If you don't think that that's a very good definition, try putting a screw into wood without a screwdriver, right? And that's the old school. Now it's a screw gun. Zzz. So tools are what make our houses, our cars, our trains, planes, boats. And without tools, it's impossible to do all these things. Science even says that really intelligent creatures use tools. And that's one of the ways that they judge intelligence in animals and things. If you use tools, you're more intelligent than one that doesn't, and you're more competent and capable because of tools. Now, there are physical tools. My workshop is full of them. But there's also spiritual tools. And for more than 10 years now, I have begun to write down the tools that I really use a lot. And this morning, what I've done is I have come up with 18 tools that I have found really valuable in my spiritual practice. Now, what do spiritual tools do for us? Well, for one, they connect us with a higher consciousness or a divine intelligence. It used to be that almost all scientists were atheists because they couldn't find a religion that was valuable. And now it's different. Now, the majority of scientists, more than 50%, believe that there is a divine, or they don't say divine, there is an intelligence in the universe, and this intelligence actually interacts with humans, or with everything, actually. And that's the only way that this environment, us, was able to evolve so quickly and do such amazing things like go to the moon. You know, that's pretty amazing. And so these spiritual tools have helped me so much over the past 40 years. About almost 40 years ago, this church began, and I was one of the founding members of this church. And all through this 40 years, they taught me to use and rely on spiritual tools. So what I have for us this morning is number one, I have a handout. At the end of this, your homework.
Ken doesn't give us homework.
I really think homework is amazing. One of the reasons I think that homework is so good is because there's a biblical phrase, pray without ceasing. And what that means is not to be on your hands and knees by the bed with your hands clasped. What that means to me is that you need to take your spiritual highest consciousness, that moment when you're in a deep meditation and you can just feel the presence of the divine, and you're so happy and contented, take that experience into Walmart. You know, take it into everyday life. You try to expand that little bit of enlightenment, and you expand it into all the other places that you're not enlightened, or that you find fear or frustration or anger or whatever. And so these spiritual tools, for me, have totally changed my life. When I first came to this church, I was a totally different person. I was introverted, really introverted. I mean, I would sit in the back row, and as soon as the service was over, I'd head for the door. I didn't want social interaction because I had no self-esteem. And what that meant was if we talked, if we interacted, you might find out that I was really ignorant, you know, because that was what I felt at the time. I felt really like I wasn't very smart. I have a learning disability. I have a learning disability that makes me forget things. In other words, like things important, like your name. Okay? And this in social interaction, this can be really difficult. The other thing is that I had a trauma when I was in the second grade. I couldn't read. I had a learning disability. I couldn't read, dyslexic or whatever. And one of the things that happened to me was that my second grade teacher, knowing that I couldn't read, put me in front of the class and handed me a book and said, read. And I couldn't. I couldn't. And then she said to the whole class, she said, if you don't do your homework, you're going to end up like Jim. And so sometimes when I get up here and I try to read something, that same second grade panic comes over me. And I kind of fumble through it, and all the words on the page kind of fall apart. And so I have used these 18 tools to really reinvent myself. Now I have confidence, or reasonably good confidence. Now I can stand up in front of a group of people and talk because I don't have as much fear or frustration or anger or all these things. All of this is because of spiritual tools that I have used over the last 40 years. So I won't be able to explain all of the 18 tools this morning. That's why I have the handout. I printed up 60. If we need more, I can have more next week. But after the service, you're more than welcome to have one and let me know if you need more. Tools are really interesting. Tools in the hands of a craftsman make miracle things. Tools in the hands of somebody who doesn't know how to use the tools, they're useless. And so one of the most important tools that we need is wisdom. And so I have worked a lot trying to feel wise and learn things, and I have 40 recorded books on my phone that 200 recorded books on my phone that I have listened to, all of them pertaining to spiritual matters, no fiction. So I have tried to become more intelligent. So I want to just touch on a few of the tools. Of course, there's affirmative prayer. Religious science, that's what church you're in case you don't know. Religious science was designed by Ernest Holmes, and one of his major things that he talked about is affirmative prayer, and it's really different from conventional prayer. In most of conventional prayer, you're begging for a reluctant God to give you something. In affirmative prayer, God is willing to give you all that you need, and the prayer is to convince you that you can have it. Now, the way that you do that in affirmative prayer is you say things like, I can do this. I can get up on a stage and share wisdom. You know, that's kind of an affirmative prayer. And so an affirmative prayer is to convince me that this is going to actually occur. And it's interesting, science tried to prove that prayer doesn't work. They did a research project in Miami, I believe it was, where they had a where they had a hospital, and they took all the severely ill people who were being treated, and they divided them into two parts. And one part, they had a bunch of nuns pray for them, and the other part, they didn't. And scientists really believed that there would be no difference between the two. And part of the reason they didn't think that there would be any difference between the two is you can't have a group of people that nobody prays for. You don't have a control group. And so they really didn't feel that there was going to be any difference between these two groups. But there was. And according to the research, there was a significant difference between, a statistically significant difference between the ones prayed for and the ones not prayed for. The ones prayed for had shorter hospital times. They had less complications. They were out of the hospital faster, you know. So in trying to prove that it doesn't work, they proved that it does work, okay? And this is important for us because we have to prove, according to Ernest Holmes, he wanted to prove that this stuff works. And that's really important. He really didn't want a church. What he wanted was something more like a college or a university in which you go there and you prove this or you disprove this. And so he wanted to prove that spiritual the spiritual significance that we experience when we are on a spiritual path. Another one of my favorite tools is affirmations. Back when I first started, I had a mental dialogue that would tell me constantly that I wasn't good enough, that I was ignorant, that I had this learning disability, that I couldn't stand up on a stage and teach people. And so I had to change my thinking. We used to have a big sign all along the front of this church that said, change your thinking, change your life. But the question is, how do you change your thinking? And the answer to that question is affirmations. And so some of my affirmations were things like, I can do this, you know? Another one was, I'm doing the best I can, and that's good enough, you know? And so these affirmations I would use over and over and over again to change the mental dialogue so that I wasn't abusing myself. And I still use these today. One of my favorite today is heal this. And if you're awake in the middle of the night and you've been awake for an hour, what do? You think of all the problems in your life, right? Or you think of people that are hurting or people that are having difficult times. And what I do is when those thoughts come up, I say, heal them, heal this situation. If I run out of people, intimate people that I know, I start with the bigger things. Heal our politicians, heal the war in Ukraine, those poor soldiers on both sides. Heal them. And so this word, heal this, is one of my most used words in my mental dialogue. Another one of the tools that I speak of in this handout is visualization. And visualization is kind of taking your thought and making pictures out of it. And it just impresses on the mind a little bit more of what you want and what you intend to create. So it's a really important part of my tool bin. And interestingly enough, Michael Beckwith, some of you may know him. He's a teacher out in Colorado, isn't it? California. I've read a lot of his stuff, and it's really good stuff. And he uses visualization in a slightly different way. He calls it visioning. And what he said was this: according to Michael Beckwith, the visioning process is like visualization, except at the end, we ask, how do I need to change myself to obtain this, what I want? And that puts the burden of what you want on you, because you can do it. God's not going to force it on you. So this visualization process that he talks about, you envision what you want, and then you go after it. In prayer, in affirmative prayer, we teach to treat and move your feet. That means pray and get up off your lounger, couch, and go get it. I once had I'm a practitioner, so people come to me for prayer, and I hope this person isn't in the room, because it was a long time ago. But a person came to me and they said, I need you to do prayer work for me. I want a red Cadillac. Okay? And I went, oh, okay. I said, have you seen the red Cadillac that you want? And she said, oh, yeah. It's on a lot downtown. And I said, have you gone into the car dealer and talked to them? Oh, yeah, I talked to them, and I looked at the car, and it's really beautiful. I said, have you asked them, made arrangements to pay for it? Oh, I can't do that. I don't have any money. And I said, so you want God to drop it on your doorstep? And she said, well, isn't this what this is about? And I said, well, no. I can pray that you can do your work and obtain the red Cadillac, but you have to do the work. You have to pay for it. God's not going to drop it on your doorstep. So that's kind of visualization and prayer. Another really big one that I use a lot is meditation, and I could talk for an hour on meditation and give you all sorts of different types of meditation. I once meditated 10 hours a day for 10 days. Really powerful stuff. Really powerful stuff. But meditation, for a lot of us, is beyond our patience, beyond our ability. We can't stop the mental dialogue. If we try to meditate, it just kind of haunts us and beats us up and stuff. And so meditation can be really difficult. So I have a solution. I actually created what I call a 3-breath meditation. I figure anybody can do 3 breaths. And the way that I created it was I was having a really hard day. And I've told this story before, so I'm just going to kind of briefly mention it. I went into a grocery store from hell. And it was horrible. I mean, even a little old lady about yay tall smashed into me with her cart and said, "You cut in front of me!" And I was in a hurry, and so this was just totally a grocery store from hell. I got back out to the car, and as God would have it, I forgot a bag of sugar. I had to go back into the grocery store and get it. And so I thought, okay, if this stuff that I'm being taught at the center, if this stuff really, really does work, then it should work now. And I couldn't do a 20-minute meditation, so I did a 3-breath meditation, and at the end of each breath, I would do this. I would go, I am at peace. I can do this, And I totally changed my inner self. I calmed down. I wasn't in a hurry anymore. I was really in a much better place. I went into the grocery store, and as I was checking out, the lady in front of me, the sweetest lady I know, she actually said, "Oh, you only have one item. Why don't you get in front of me?" Right? When I walked out from the grocery store to my car, I was in tears because it was such a different thing with just 3 breaths of meditation. So this is a really, really valuable tool that you can use when you're, asking your boss for a raise or going to see your family, which can be, difficult. Whatever it is, use these tools and you will have a happier, healthier, and more abundant life. Journaling. It's one of my most favorite things. I actually started journaling when I was in Vietnam. I don't have any of those journals left. They got lost along the way. I wasn't trying to keep them back then. I was just trying to talk to this higher consciousness that we all have. And so often when I journal, I ask a question. And then I just write what comes to me from this still small voice. It's really amazing. Another one of the tools, I kind of have to go faster. One of my other tools that I found was, it's called forest bathing or nature bathing. And it says this: in 1982, the Japanese Minister of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries created the term Shinrin Yoku, which translates into forest bathing, or what I like, absorbing the forest atmosphere. If you're stressed, go for a walk on the beach. You know, if you're stressed, take a few minutes and walk in a garden, or just be outside and watch the clouds. One of the interesting things, I read a lot of science, and one of the interesting things that they found recently was bird song will lower your heart rate, relieve stress, and make your life better. And the most interesting thing that I found in that research was that it doesn't even have to be a real bird. It can be a recording of a bird, and it can do the same thing. So my gardening is where, in all honesty, my garden is my cathedral. You know, I find it at least as spiritual as Notre Dame. You know, I was there at Notre Dame, and it was amazing. And I go into my garden, and this is like Notre Dame and living things. It's amazing. Another one is social interaction. When I first started coming to the center, I told my wife, I said, I really want this wisdom that they're teaching at this center, but the thing I want least was social interaction. It was fearful, it was terrifying me. And now what I find is I actually talk about a revelation. I have lots and lots of revelations, and I think everyone does. We just don't acknowledge it. But in this one revelation, I asked God, I said, I want a guru. I want this great guru, and I even had a visualization. I visualized this little Oriental guy putting a hand in my head and saying, "You're enlightened," right? It didn't come that way at all. But what I did get was a voice. I often get voices, a little small voice inside, and it said, "Great teachers are among the most abundant of things." And then it gave me an example of where I saw a bum. And it was saying that bum was a great teacher. And that bum was laying on a pavement in freezing cold weather, and he had newspapers all on him to try to keep warm. And I can remember thinking at that moment, I thought, wow, that's a really hard life. And what this revelation was telling me is that everyone is our teacher. Some teachers teach us from a place of great compassion or love or wisdom. But a lot of our teachers teach from ignorance, fear, frustration, anger. And so we need to look at all of these people and say, these are my teachers. My relative that I can't get along with so well, they're teaching me patience or compassion. The politician is teaching me something I haven't quite learned. But the point is, all of life is your teacher. And when all of life is your teacher, all of life has a value, a really important value that you have to recognize. I'm going to skip down a few. Yoga of a liberated smile. This is an awesome one. Most of these are really awesome. Yoga of a Liberated Smile. And this has to be the last one. In yoga, you take a pose, like whatever. You take a pose and you try to hold it. And in yoga of a liberated smile, your face is your body, is your yoga. And you put a smile on it, and you try and make the face of deep contentment. And you try to make your face like that. And what that does is it does two things. It really amazingly helps you to feel happy and to feel content and to feel like, like this world is really awesome. And the other thing that it does is it changes the world around you. If you've ever walked through Walmart with a big smile on your face, most of the people smile back. And I've learned this. I've learned that the inner world creates my outer world, and the outer world I can really make frustrating, or I can really make it beautiful. But it all is determined by me, my inner being creating my outer world. Let's see what else I have. This one isn't so much on here, but it's something that I want to touch on. There was a point in my life when I was really poor. And I was really, really poor. And what I realized one day is that I wasn't really, really poor. I was really, really rich. And that transition of thought totally changed my life. Because now I started to say, this is making me rich. My loving wife makes my life rich. My 2 grandkids, I'm going to a birthday party this afternoon. They're turning 8 years old. They are my teachers. They're part of my teaching. They teach me. So I am rich with love. I am rich because this center is really, really valuable to me. It has taught me over the last 40 years that I'm an okay person and that I do pretty good sometimes. Sometimes I screw up. So when you begin to recognize that you're really, really rich, and this is just a personal realization, I started to give more. And what I found was as I gave more, I really did get more. I mean, I proved it to myself time and time again. I would go, okay, well, maybe I can double that donation. And then something would happen, and I would suddenly feel richer yet. And then I would do it again. I would take this wealth of mine and I would share it. And somebody would walk up and say, did you know that you can get this free money? Because I was a vet, because I have cancer. And I realized I'm now getting a full disability for the military because I have bladder cancer. And that's a lot of money. So now I even have more money, right? And the bladder cancer is not that bad. It's being healed, So what I want you to leave this morning with is this idea that just by changing your mind, your beliefs, you can go from being really poor to really being rich. And that will follow. And so what I have is like I said, somewhere, I have 60 copies. Y'all are welcome to them. And if you need more, I'll get more. So that's my talk this morning.
Thank you, James. I feel like we're all a little richer because Jim is in our community. Savannah, if you'd like to come up and play a tune or two.
Oh, you left your paperclip. It's mine now. One day. All right. Don't want to forget my car keys. What's that? It's a nice car, you know. It's got almost 300,000 miles on it, but you know, whatever. I know. Guess what car it is? Guess what kind of car? Yeah, it's the red Cadillac. It was me he was talking about. No, I'm just kidding. I finally got it after all these years. No. He thought I forgot about that. No, I'm just kidding. All right.
There's a reason for the sunshine in the sky, and there's a reason why I'm feeling so high in this season, when that love light shines all around us. So let that feeling grab you deep inside and send you reeling, where your love can't hide, and then go stealing through the moonlight nights with your lover. Just let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love grow with the smallest of dreams, and let your love show, and you'll know what I mean in the season. Let your love fly like the bird on a wing, and let your love bind you to all living things, and let your love shine, and you'll know what I mean. It's the reason. There's a reason for the warm, sweet nights, and there's a reason for the candle lights. Must be the season when the love light shines all around us. So let that wonder take you to a space, and let you lay dead in its loving embrace. Just let the thunder as it warms your face, and you can't hold back. Just let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love grow with the smallest of dreams, and let your love show, and you'll know what I mean in the season. Just let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love grow the smallest of dreams, and let your love show, and you'll know what I mean is a season.
Thank you.
Thank you, Savannah. Savannah Banana. That's what her mom used to call her. She told us that. I don't know if you remember way back, Ken got a Savannah Banana t-shirt
I
from
still
the
wear that
baseball
shirt.
team,
Yeah.
and he gave it to Savannah. Yeah. Yeah. All righty, now's that time of service that where we ask you to think about helping support us. And you could support us in a number of different ways. I love how Reverend Ken speaks to this. There's certainly financial support. You know, we need to keep the lights on and pay for everything that we have to pay around here. So we ask you to give what you can there. But there's other ways to give also, right? There's time, talent, and treasure is the way I always looked at it, right? So time and talent are other ways that you can give. We have lots of things going on in the community here. They're going on all the time, more and more all the time. And so if you're interested in volunteering and you're not quite sure what or where you want to help, come see me or any of our board members. But come see me and we'll find a place where you can help make the community a better community by giving of your time and talent. So we'll ask the ushers to come down and pass the plate around. And while they're doing that, if you put your hand over your heart, we can all say together, I live in a universe of abundance. As I freely and joyfully give, I join in the divine flow, and all I share with life returns to me multiplied abundantly. Thank you.
All right. So I actually got to see Three Dog Night at Hippie Fest in like 2010. Yeah, I was the youngest person there. All right. So I'm gonna do a song and get up on your feet. We're gonna dance for this one, okay? All right, we'll see how this goes, okay? All right. Jeremiah was a bullfrog, was a good friend of mine, and I've understood a single word he said. Oh, let's do this over again. All right. All right. I never understood a single word he said, and I helped him drink his wine, and he always had some mighty fine wine. Joy to the world, there we go. All the boys and girls, joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea, joy to you and me. And then it says, if I were king of the world, tell you what I'd do. We're just gonna sing this a cappella, okay? All right. I throw away the corns and the boys and the wars and make sweet love to you. Singing joy to the world, all the boys and girls, joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea, joy to you and me. Singing joy to the world, all the boys and girls, joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea, joy to you and me. Joy to the world, all the boys and girls, joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea, joy to you and me, joy to you and me, joy to you and me. Yeah.
Woo.
All right.
Thank you, Savannah. So I talked about volunteerism a little bit as part of the offertory, if you want to say. And I want to bring up Carolyn, who has just started an InReach volunteer committee. And she just wants to come up and say a few words about it. But I want to tell you this. The response to Carolyn coming up a couple weeks ago and talking about InReach and all of us helping take care of all of us has been overwhelming. It's probably grown into the largest committee we have with the most volunteers we have, and I know it's because of my wife's inspiration.
Oh, yeah. I heard that. It was overwhelming. 21 people that day came up and said, I want to be a part of this. So thank you all, and because of that overwhelming response, I am going to have a meeting 1 week from today for planning and organization. I need help with that because it's huge. so many people have come up to me and said, thank you for starting this. We need this. We need it. So next Sunday after service, grab a cup of coffee or something you want to eat. We're going to meet in the room behind Ken's office, kind of to the side of the office. So if you can come, bring your ideas, bring your many talents. It's absolutely amazing. We have been able to help a member here at the church, more than one in just these past 2 weeks, getting a member to the hospital for surgery. Mike Lally, thank you. Getting her out of there into rehab. Thank you to Lisa Locke that herself has some things going on in her family, but managed to get our member to where she needed to be. This is huge, huge work. And it matters. Jim, where'd he go? What you said today drives me. You are an amazing teacher, and every single person in this room, every single one of you has something to give and something to teach. Thank you. I'm so grateful to be a part of here, right here.
All righty, now I'd like to ask Jim to come up one more time and give us a little bit more wisdom and lead us in an affirmative prayer.
In affirmative prayer, we usually speak of it in the first person. So take it in for yourself if you feel like what I say is valuable. So let's take a deep breath, close our eyes. And know with me that there is one divine intelligence that's everywhere present. It's here. It's omnipresent. It's within me. It's outside of me. It's in all of us. And I know that this divine intelligence is here to help me, to encourage me, and to make my life happier, healthier, and more abundant. That's all I have to do, is to let go of my fear, my frustration, my anger, my uncertainty, and just to feel this presence and let it guide me into my everyday life. And I know that each and every person has this divine intelligence that can help them. And that's all we have to do is, number one, believe that it's there. Number two, look for it in our everyday life. And number three, acknowledge it with thank you when it comes, because it will come. There is this divine intelligence, and it is a beautiful, beautiful thing in our life. And let's acknowledge it. So I give thanks for this divine intelligence, for it so often encourages me to do things that are really scary or I'm fearful of, I am not sure I can, and it just encourages me in such a way that I face it with as much courage as imaginable, because I know that this divine intelligence is guiding each and every one of us. So I give thanks for all that is in my life, this richness that is in my life. I give thanks for my family and for all my friends and this center. The Buddha said, you can't do it alone. You need a sangha, a spiritual community. And this is what this community is for me. So I give thanks for this spiritual community, and I know that it brings the best out of me. And I will continue to try to share myself and this divine that I'm aware of as I can. And so each one of us should feel really feel that there is this divine intelligence and use it. Use it for your benefit. Use it to help you feel joy, happiness, and abundance. So I give thanks for all of it. And I can really release this prayer knowing that it's true, knowing that this divine intelligence is helping me. And I can release it simply and easily by saying, and so it is. Thank you.
Thank you again, Jim. And now, Savannah, we're going to ask you to take us home.
I got the keys. We're going to town, guys. All right. My mom had a 1969 Stingray when I was little, and that was like our joy ride. Like we'd go on a ride on the weekends. The blue interior, I can still smell it. Such a good time of my life. All right. So this last song is gonna be a song I wrote. It's called All There Is Now, and it's about being in the present.
Welcome to our wasteland playground, never letting go. We've collected objects and emotions from our souls. Peel back the years and then comes the tears. Well, you can only sit so long till you're face to face with fear. You can only sit so long till you're face to face with fear. 'Cause all there is now. 'Cause all there is now. Where the past is dead, don't know what's ahead. The future can't be seen. You're full of doubt, turn it inside out. You gotta live in the in-between. 'Cause all there is now. Welcome to tomorrow, living visions of our dreams. Poetry in motion as we're singing harmonies. Rolling on like the waters from the streams. Well, won't you come and join us on our journey to be free? Won't you come and join us on our journey to be free? 'Cause all there is now. 'Cause all there is now. Where the past is dead, don't know what's ahead. The future can't be seen. You're full of doubt, turn it inside out. You gotta live in the in-between. 'Cause all there is now. Canvas is revealing, the truth is in the healing. The canvas is revealing, the truth is in the healing. The canvas is revealing, the truth is in the healing. 'Cause all there is now. Yeah, all there is now. Ooh, all there is now. All right. Thank y'all so much. All right, and in case you need some afternoon plans, I am playing, sometimes you guys wonder when I'm playing in St. Augustine, so I am playing again in St. Augustine today at Prohibition Kitchen from 2 to 5. If y'all want to come by, I'd love to see you there.